Yeah, okay. There we go.
Okay. What's up, man? How's it going?
Going good, going good. Finally got to talk to you in person now since last time it was just through comments on IG.
Yeah. So what's up, man? What we discussing today?
I just wanted to discuss basics, Marvel, DC, and what is it? A little bit of Star Wars, and then Dune. Even though it's been like what, probably months since that movie already came out.
Yeah, I mean, Alamo's still playing it. It's selling still, so you can't really get rid of it until the sales decline,
Hmm.
which is basically at this point it's never happening.
Uh, I haven't seen it on IMAX. I've only seen it on HBO Max. That's about it. Even they
Okay,
say the
okay.
perfect way to watch is on IMAX.
You right, you right. Yeah, it's not the same if you watch it at home. So
Yeah,
all right, so we're talking Marvel, DC, and a little bit of Star Wars. Okay,
yeah,
so start off, man. I'm just a
yeah,
guest here.
yeah. I met you through Mario. My God, what is up with his lighting?
Yeah. Yep, you met me tomorrow. I haven't spoken to him in a little bit. Has he been all right?
Yeah, he's doing good, but he's working, so he barely responds to any DMs through Facebook.
Yeah, I don't really use my Facebook anymore, so I don't blame him on that part, but yeah, I mean, so much too. So, but what can you do? You gotta
Mm-hmm.
hustle.
Yeah,
But yeah, uh, but yeah, met you through Mario, and yeah. So, what is your thoughts on? Let's see what should we start with? Even
I think we just
Marvel.
start with the easy one, just Marvel, because that one's way more simple to at least navigate.
Yeah, you're very much correct.
hmm
Okay, so what about Marvel?
I'd say they're definitely building towards the multiverse and all that, but then what is it? I think the only drawback might be not having a consistent team, but then again, it's probably just still starting as Phase 4, so it makes sense why it's not cohesive yet.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, there's definitely I can definitely see they're building to a multiverse. Yeah, my concern a lot with it too is the fact is that it's gonna prop, especially after I recently saw the Eternals, and
I wasn't really rushing out to watch it. I probably just might catch it on Disney Plus.
yeah, wait till Disney Plus. I'm not gonna lie, that one hurt. That one was not very good.
Uh,
It it my problem with it, and this is probably going to get a little bit into spoiler territory.
I'm
Should
I'm
I?
fine with that. I already asked my buddy how it was, and I'm just like, okay, it's nothing to really rush out and watch.
Yeah. Um, my my beef, and this goes both based from a writing standpoint, is when you've already have built a large universe based, like you've done this for over the course of 15 plus years
hmm
dating back to Iron Man, and then now you're gonna go way
Way
back,
back again.
even earlier than Iron Man, to try to re-explain that there's these beings that existed way before there was even an Avengers. It hurts the story.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
even
then
even
adds a little dents into the like timeline too.
yeah, I mean, even the comic book, when they released the Eternals trying to explain the same thing, it suffered the same problems. It's like what? It's like what? What? And and the Eternals just the problem with the Eternals is that it wasn't meaty enough. I guess is the best way to put it. It's
Okay.
it's basically a plain burger. There's no
No.
lettuce, there's no cheese. I mean, hell, it's probably not even any bread. In all honesty, they
Oh
told you that
god.
you said the burger comes with bread, but they instead they
They
give you a
just give you the
patty and
patty.
just said, "Oh yeah, psych. We thought you were getting bread, but you really weren't." And it's just that one hurt. There's a lot on the just on the writing and just the characters. Like The only character that I kind of cared about the most was Cersei, and that's kind of far fetched because even she wasn't like
Uh,
crazy
was
relatable.
that I forget which actor that is? Angelina Jolie's character, right?
No, I
Or
didn't. Her character sucked too. But no, no, Gamma Chan's character.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, her character. I liked her character. Her character was fine. Her character, for the most part, worked for the movie. It could have been better written, right on writing wise, but everybody else was just. I could not stand everybody else. I'm not gonna lie. Even Icarus probably was one of the weakest aspects of that movie
Uh,
because, and you can vouch for this because we're talking about because DC's involved with this too, and that is
yeah,
he is the wrong way how you write a character that's based on Superman. Literally, he's just a gun ho, powerful being with zero personality. I literally
uh,
was looking at this like, I was like, oh my god. I was this hurts. I was like, why haven't we learned our lesson about this? Or did you not watch any of the which did you not watch any of DC's movies? The ones that at least
uh.
the ones that feel the hardest with that role. Like,
And they really went hard on the casting too. I mean, you have Game of Thrones actors, and then almost A-list too with Salma Hayek, Angie, and it was like it's a lot of characters to handle in just one movie too. It's
it,
it's almost like an impossible labor to do.
yeah, and it just oh god, and and it's just, and that's also another thing that's been bothering me about Marvel and just any movie that does this too. If they have an all-star cast, my concern is it's probably not going to be as good as they're trying to sell it. Because
Yeah.
because think about it, you're on a budget. If you're not gonna, and if you're paying for all these AAA stars,
Yeah, it's not
that's
gonna go too much into the movie.
exactly. It's not gonna go into the writers. No, because you're blowing all your money to get the hottest thing on the
Mm-hmm.
market, and it just
Get the face on the
and
poster.
yeah, and that's the point. And it just doesn't work. And this they even tried to sell the movie as like, oh, this movie's gonna be the first Marvel movie that has a sex scene. And I, here's the thing: the sex scene is not even that bad.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
even
what
really.
I heard.
It's nothing special. It just is what it is. And also a lot of people also point out the finger that also I saw some comments on like Twitter where people said, oh yeah, but this is the first movie that has the first sex scene. I was like, did you forget about Iron Man 1? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
you're
yeah, yeah.
right.
At the beginning, I forget when he talks with that reporter.
Yep. I was like, did you guys forget about that
It's
scene? And
true.
honestly, that scene was probably more on the
Like
wire.
yeah,
Yeah, versus
it's like
this.
quick one and done. Just
Mm,
you won't remember it unless you've watched it like 100 times.
yep. And yeah, it's just like I said, the characters just they just hurt. Icarus is I think was the weakest one of them all, just because he literally it was zero personality. He had zero motivation. And spoiler warning for if any of you have fans that are watching this, it's then when even when he turns heel, I hate that. It doesn't make sense why he does it. He just because they find out, and
Yeah,
even this reveal hurt the hardest because
isn't
in the
it the
comics,
reveal with the what is it that I forget how my friend explained it, but it's like the Eternals they were created and then I don't remember, but go ahead explain it. I know the twist you're
basically
talking
the
about, but I can't word it.
basically the Eternals are synthoids or space robots or whatever who are
Hmm.
designed to basically carry out a task for the planets to be destroyed so a celestial can
Yeah,
be
yeah,
born.
that. Hmm.
The slap in the face, like, oh great, so it's more robots. God. I was like, here's the thing. Even in the comics, they're not robots. They are supposed to be based
Yeah,
on actual
humanoids.
mythological. Yeah, but no. They're synthoids. Each time you blow up a planet, I take your memories, erase them, put your memories in a new version of you because your old version got blown up on the planet, and we send you off to another planet to do the same thing. I was like, that what? I was like, I don't. And the exposition on that scene too was so long. It's like 10 minutes, and I don't like how long it feels explaining the deviants. Oh, I created the deviants. I created the deviants too. I was like, okay, and he created the deviants.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
and
and then
I was like,
the deviant creation is how you get the CGI villain in the movie, right?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
freaking they're freaking deviant, man. I hate it. I hated his character. Dude, his character so last minute. His character's almost about as last minute as Icarus' turn. And I just and the thing is, Icarus is told this truth by Hank's character first, and he betrays her. The reason doesn't make sense. He just does it because he's like, well, no, we have to follow through with the plan. I was like, but why though? Why? Why are we following through with the plan though? I can get it if you turn heel because you felt like, oh, it doesn't matter if we're not actual beings, we're not real people. I can get that, but no, he turns because no, it's our purpose, and that's we have to follow its rule. We can't betray him. I was like, I've seen Superman characters turn heel for more reasonable reasons, like in Justice, Superman turns heel
Yeah.
because Joker tricked him into killing his wife. That's understandable why you would go berserk. Or in another timeline, the Justice League becomes law. What is it? Judge, jury, and executioner because they start to realize that the no kill rule doesn't work. Those make sense.
Yeah, they're at least palpable.
Yeah, just we can't turn on them because we just can't. Just like that doesn't make any sense by any means. I was like, you might want to take that one back to the drawing board and rewrite that plot line because that doesn't make any sense. And here's the thing: I saw that movie twice. I didn't want to see it twice. First of all, thank God I work at a movie theater, so I didn't have to pay for it.
You have the second viewing for critique.
The second viewing was hurt the hardest because this is nothing still in the second one. It just and yeah, just God and yeah, I get also why they also but remember that quote in the trailer where Salma Hayek's character brings about how like Thanos snapped his fingers and brought and
and then cosmic stuff happened, whatever.
Yeah, that scene also goes into like why it goes into why she decided to abandon their mission originally with the guy that sent them. I don't remember the dude's name. I don't feel like looking it up either. But she abandons her mission, and the thing is, it doesn't make sense how she brings it up. She brings up Thanos 5 years ago, snapped his fingers and wiped out half the human race, halting the process. But then the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of the fingers, basically resuming the process. But it doesn't entirely explain why.
It doesn't explain why it would put it to a halt too.
Yeah, it doesn't explain why it got put to a halt. It doesn't really explain why she even decided.
What is it? I'm blanking on the damn name now. Fuck. If an not eternal, but celestial. If a celestial is incubating, there, you think it just keep on going, right? Like, unless there's a point in the movie where it's like it's feeding off human energy or something like that. But I'm guessing that's what you were trying to elaborate on. Is that's never really explained why the quote unquote incubation of a celestial stops.
It just. And I just felt like it was just an unnecessary line. She threw it in there just to remind us that they're part of the MCU. I'm like, yes, we know. We can see the Marvel banner across your freaking poster. We know you're in the MCU. We don't need the re-explanation of it every single time.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is why I like movies more like, example, Captain America Winter Soldier.
It's a lot more subtle. It's a lot more subtle with its world building too.
Yeah, it's just I get they want to keep the whole extended universe going, but here's the thing that I'm also noticing though that's becoming a problem. Even DC seems like they've caught on to the problem a lot more quicker than they did.
You can definitely tell that it might show up in like the problems that we have with Marvel now might end up with Flash and then what's the other movie? Maybe even Black Adam.
Yeah, that is. Extended universes are not what don't work the same anymore. It's just too much. It's too much money and time and invest in, and a lot of actors either don't want to be attached that long to that role.
Then you get a Ben Affleck situation where he didn't really follow through or couldn't follow through either.
Yeah, because it's too stressful. I mean, even Robert Downey Jr. was the first to tell them that no, I ain't coming back. They wanted to
he was supposed to be done like a while ago too.
Yeah, but he's like no, no after the game, that's it. I'm out. I'm out. Chris Evans was the same thing. He's like, I mean, over time, Chris Evans like he'd be willing to come back at some
Yeah.
point, but
Hmm.
still, he's like, I
In
want out
talks.
too. You know, I was like, again, like, keep in mind they've been doing these roles for like 15 years. I mean, it's like it makes it hard for you to get a job because now all we see you as is Iron
Captain
Man.
America or Iron Man. Yep.
Yeah, it just gets tough. And
I'm still
I
waiting for
think,
Sherlock Holmes 3 with Robert Downey Jr.
yeah, good luck with that one. I don't.
uh,
Supposedly there's supposed to be one.
yeah, it's
Actually,
supposed
is
to
there
be in
one?
development, but then it just went quiet again.
Oh, crap. Hold on a minute. Sorry, my browser went right over my screen. I don't know. But yeah, it's just but yeah, it's just like you can't keep extending their universes. Just keep it going like this. It gets more or less it's starting to get exhausting to keep
Hmm.
following it, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of money to just be sinking into trying to keep this universe alive, especially they haven't really been doing too hot financially with their box offices with a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
their
yeah.
Marvel movies.
Hmm.
It's like Disney, you might want to catch on sooner or later, otherwise it's probably going to bite you in the ass. Excuse my language. A little later, you know what I mean?
That's fine. Used all that kind of language here, anyways.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
if you're a clean channel or not, but
Uh,
yeah, and just another thing that annoyed me about the Eternals is the freaking all of Icarus's shots. Almost
oh,
every single one, I hated them. You wanna know why I hated them so much?
I like Richard Madden, but then I can get the vibe that it's kind of a snotty kid in a way.
Not even that. I didn't. His character kind of called for it, so I'm not really tripping about that part. And I like Richard Madden too. I think he's a good actor. I just think they screwed his character in on writing wise. You know, I think that's what I think what they did to him was boiled down mostly to the directing and the writing. I mean, I've seen him in good works like Game of Thrones. He was great
Hmm.
in
Oh
that.
yeah.
I loved
Hmm.
him in that. This movie, I was like, what happened here? Clearly, something is wrong with the writing and also the directing because like all his shots had a freaking sun back behind his head, and it was so bright that it could blind you. Like I said, I saw this twice. I saw this twice at Alamo.
Is it
And they
brighter than
have
J.J. Abrams though?
oh brighter. I literally got
Oh
so annoyed.
Jesus.
I was like, God, I'm like, stop with the freaking sun. I know the story of Icarus. Yes, he flew too close to the sun, fell
Yeah.
off the freaking sun, and hit the freaking water. I know. I'm not stupid. Stop throwing the dang sun. Please change the shot. There's shots in this movie at least 15 times. I'm not gonna lie. I got angry.
Uh,
I was like, Chloe, turn down the sun, please turn down the sun. I'm like, yes, the sun looks lovely. Yes, I think Goku might come out of that freaking mission next minute, but no, that fucking sun got so annoying, and his death at the end is so annoying too. I don't know if you know he
uh,
dies at the end.
oh, that I
He,
didn't know, but not to get
yeah,
too off topic, but I
yeah.
haven't watched the Resident Evil movie, but I have heard that it has that issue too, where you know how you said I feel like you've heard it too already.
I heard it. I know. I seen it.
Oh, wait, you saw it?
Yes, I have it
Oh,
at
okay,
Alamo.
yeah.
I have it at
I
Alamo, and
forgot.
I saw it.
Yeah, where
Yes.
from what I heard was like there's a lot of in your face movie Easter eggs, and then it gets to a point where they're like, okay, we get it, yeah, lighter
Yeah.
here, itchy
Yeah.
tasty, all that. So I'm like, okay, I'm
Oh
pretty sure
yeah.
it was on that level. That's
I
why.
I I would hands down give Resident Evil the final chapter a Grammy Award before I would even touch that new Resident Evil. And I kid you not, because I hated the final chapter of Resident Evil. That was the worst one of
I
them all.
I
But
fell off after Afterlife, dude. I'm like, okay, another one. We're not
uh,
gonna pay attention.
you're a smart man for that. Anybody else who has fell off, stay off the
Oh
radar.
yes.
Don't do it. I at worst they were a guilty pleasure. They were
Yeah,
stupid, but you can at least enjoy the first
the
couple.
first
This
two,
movie,
yes, you can enjoy it.
this movie is Welcome to Raccoon City is torture. I I sat. It's supposed to be an hour and 47 minutes, and yet it feels like 3 hours. And
I'd
because
say visually, it's at least visually accurate, but then I don't know why they would merge one and two together. It's not effective. That's like trying to do what can I
like
compare it to?
on Series on Unfortunate Events' movie when they merged three books in one
Oh
movie.
yeah, I remember with Jim Carrey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
when they
watched it,
did
but I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, no, that was the biggest slap in the face of that movie was that they merged three books and it just didn't work because so much was just off. It was just none of it made sense. It just felt like it was just a bunch of random events happening, and that was basically what they did with this movie. They merged the first two games, but they changed elements around the stories to make them feel like they're happening at once. Now, whether
Yeah,
they
I don't
are
like
or
that.
aren't, and the thing, and they did so many characters dirty, and maybe I'm being really, really picky about this, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't mind the actor who plays Leon. I think he's a not a I think he's a good actor. My
I
problem
think
is
my
the way
only
they
problem is they didn't give him the iconic hair. That's about it.
yeah, that
He
and also
definitely
they
could have
treated
rocked it.
yeah, and they treated him like crap in
Oh
this movie.
yeah,
In fact,
that's what I heard too. He's just incompetent as hell.
yeah, same with the actors they got for Jill, and that's what rubbed me the wrong
Oh
way.
yeah,
It's like you guys wanted to go the route of trying to diverse the cast, but you make the two
no
members of the
effort in
cast.
like fleshing them out either. Apparently,
Yeah, no, nope, nothing. Leon is apparently a cop whose dad is supposed to be a chief, and he got transferred to Raccoon City because he's a dumbass. I was like, that's not why he got transferred to Sherp, whatever, I guess. But oh, whatever, man. And
yeah. All right.
there's a
Back to
scene where he
Marvel.
doesn't even know. There's a scene where he doesn't even know how to use a freaking
Oh
gun. I was
yeah,
like,
I heard that one too.
you're a
You're a
cop.
cop. You were
Your
trained.
dad is a cop.
Academy.
I was like, how do you not know how to use a gun? But oh God, I was like, oh God, I was like, this doesn't. This not only hurts as a Resident Evil fan, and first of all, Leon's one of my favorite characters in my top three, next to Jill and freaking Claire. And God, and yeah, God, that just didn't make no sense. And they just had a bunch of.
How was Robbie Miller as Chris? Because I thought he looked good, but I just haven't seen it to
He
really
was,
judge.
he was he was good. He was good. I thought he was good. He was a great cast. He was a great actor for it. Claire's just actress is still okay at acting. I don't want to rep on her too bad. It's not that she sucks at acting. I just
The
think that
writing, the directing too.
yeah, the writing and the directing. And you know what's the sad part is? I've seen every movie that director did. I gotta look up his name again. Who is this guy? Robert something? No, not that. I got my IMDb up over here, so
Okay.
just to make this easier. Joe Haynes Roberts. I've seen every movie he did because he used to have them on FearNet. I've seen them. One of my favorite movies that he did. It was sucked. It was stupid, but I at least enjoyed it. But it's in the same genre as Resident Evil, a zombie horror film called Sanatorium. If you have not seen that, watch it. It's dumb. It's idiotic. It's chaos. It's chaotic, but I enjoyed it. I had fun with the movie. You know, I enjoyed it. It's just
You said it
looking
was
at
called the Sanatorium, right?
Sanatorium. Yes, it has Olivia Munn in it, and yeah, it's actually the only other big name I know that's in that movie. San, yep, from 2001.
Huh. Okay, I can see the quality already. I'm on the IMDb page of it. Hold on. Oh yeah, I might be looking at the wrong one. Hold on. Can you share your screen of it? I don't think I'm
Yeah,
looking at the right one. That's why.
yeah, sure. This one I think. Here. Do I just hit change then,
Uh,
or can I
is
just hit
it
go? Do I just do go live?
go
Eh,
live?
there we go. You might be able to see it now.
It's not up.
Ah, damn. Okay, hold on. Share screen.
Yeah, it should
Sanatorium.
be applications. No. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, this movie. I've seen this
Okay,
freaking
okay. I was
movie.
looking at the right one then. I was
Yeah,
like, quality's a little too old. I'm not sure how to double check. That's why.
yeah, no, you got no, I mean you got it. Yeah, yeah. I seen this movie. Now how do I bring this down? Oh, stop streaming that. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I seen that movie, and that was one of my favorites. Despite the fact it was stunningly stupid, but I just looked at it. I was like, I mean, I should have figured since most of his movies are not really good, anyways. I should not have expected anything. But at the same time, no, I mean, 10 years is a long. Actually, no, we're in 20 years now. 20 years is a long time. You
Yeah.
figured you would have learned something new. I literally looked at it, I was like, he probably just took it and said, "Oh, it's a zombie survival horror. How hard could it be?" You clearly don't know Resident Evil. I mean, yeah, that's what it is, but
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
then there's probably a little bit more to it than just that.
there, yeah, but
All
he didn't
right,
do
before
that.
we detoured super hard here, back to Marvel now, and then I want to. We need to highlight the elephant in the room now. Or should I say the spider on the wall or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, Spider-Man. So before we get to the Spider-Man that's gonna be coming up in like a few weeks here,
Hmm.
I'd say we do like a short retrospective on it, just our thoughts. I'll let you go
Sure
first,
thing.
from Toby, Spidey to Andrew, and then Tom Holland.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell you what you want my my thoughts on
yeah,
the individuals.
just shoot out any thoughts, whatever.
I will admit I didn't really get into Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and that was just boiled down just because I just had a lot of bad writing in general. I wouldn't put the blame on that being Andrew Garfield because Andrew Garfield's a good actor. I mean, look
Mm-hmm.
at the Social
Yeah,
Network.
the
He was
Social
great.
Network. And
You
then
know,
I forgot what that other movie was, but it was like a military movie where he plays a medic.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it, but I do know what you're talking about. But yeah, he's a great actor. It's just and I think the problem with his Spider-Man was that they were trying to make him too cool. I
Modern
mean,
hip, yeah.
yeah, you can see that a lot in the first Amazing Spider-Man. He's a skateboard punk
Skateboarder,
kid,
yeah.
and he has a lot of confidence. I'm like, that's not Peter Parker. Peter Parker is a
Mm-hmm. He's a
nerd.
nerd
Uh,
like Toby.
I was like, that's what I'm saying. Like one reviewer I watch on YouTube named the Cosmic Variety Hour. He does review
Oh
on
yeah,
those movies.
I've heard it. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a great reviewer. The one scene he brought up that tells you that you did something really wrong with this Spider-Man was the first bully scene with Flash Thompson. Yeah, with
yeah.
Flash Thompson. It's not even Peter Parker being bullied. No, it's him bullying some other
Oh
kid, and Peter Parker
yeah. That's
standing
right.
there.
That's right. I remember that scene now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
Now that you
I was like,
mention it,
yeah. Hmm. So, and Toby, I did like Toby as Spider-Man. I thought he was really good. I liked the movies, even with three being kind of a mess,
yeah,
it
it
still was
is.
enjoyable, you know. And yeah, going forward, yeah, I mean, and Tom Holland, he's a good Peter Parker, and yeah, he's a good Spider-Man too.
But we
I
both
will
know the
admit
issue with him.
the issue. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, is
Iron Man Junior.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Iron Man Jr. And what's the other thing I nitpicked about that bothered me? Oh right, I remember Far From Home. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie, I
yeah,
thought again.
I'm pretty sure I've watched it twice in the same day, and that's when I caught the issue. I'm like, why are we doing this? We did this last movie.
Yep, I I
I'm not
I
the hero I
did it.
should be, but you already are. We established
Yeah,
that in the first movie. I mean, why are you having another
yeah,
crisis here in part two?
yeah. And your
Uh,
villain is some character who apparently existed in Civil War. I had to go back and watch
oh
Civil War after. So
yeah.
I was like, hold up. I went back home and watched it. I'm like, he's not in there. Fuck you, Disney. You really gonna edit him in there like that? I was, but then and even his villain, it boils down to a lot of my even issues with even a lot of some of the villains that they do. They're not like supernatural beings. No, they're just smart people who got gadgets.
Hmm.
It's like I mean, what happened to some of the supernatural? I mean, yeah, I know Mysterio wasn't like supernatural per se, but you could have gave him more justice than just his magic tricks are drones.
Hmm.
Not to say he's a terrible actor. Or he did terrible at it. I mean, I did enjoy
Hmm.
seeing his Mysterio. I
Oh
enjoyed
yeah,
seeing him
hundred
as
percent.
Mysterio.
Mysterio was a much needed villain for Spider-Man, at least, especially with all those illusions and stuff. And
Oh yeah,
then
that was
literally you could take out yeah, the vacation setting and keep it in New York City, and nothing would change.
yep,
Hmm.
nothing, absolutely nothing. But no, we had to do the vacation scene.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
I don't know what the agenda was for that. I'm not, man. I'm not
That
even gonna ask.
was just free vacation.
Yep. And now, and yeah, just otherwise, I mean, I think out of all three of them, I still like Toby's the best, just because you can't beat Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
That movie was just too good.
It's I rewatched Spider-Man 2 recently, and it still holds up really well, even if there's like weird dialogue choices when he's talking with MJ, but it still tells a
Yeah,
really cohesive story and manages to really ground Peter Parker
yeah,
down as a human character.
yeah. Otherwise, the next Spider-Man I'd put in line after Spider-Man 2, which is this ain't even a movie, is the game that came out for the
Oh
PS4.
yeah, yeah. Mm.
Just because, God, that story, it was
You can
just
really tell that it's almost like uh, a somewhat continuation of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
yeah, and it was good, and I just feel like they haven't found a way to recapture what Spider-Man
Yeah.
2 did. They're trying, but it's like you really got to study that movie for you to try to capitalize on what you did on that one.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it's just not going to work the same.
Yeah, and it was less worried about a universe, and it had just a
Yeah.
small little pocket of Peter Parker's world rather
Yep.
than everything around him, which
Yep.
is what
And
the
that's
new
just
ones suffer from too.
yep. They're it's Spider-Man's too busy living in the shadow of
And
the
all that.
yeah, I don't like that you guys. That's just the problem with most of their movies in general. Yes, we know they all exist in the same universe, but you don't have to keep reminding us because it just feels more like you're basically just telling us that, oh yeah, this is just your filler. We all know you're actually here for the Avengers, but don't worry about
Hmm.
these heroes. They're just fillers for now. They'll be useful when we deem them worthy to be, and it just feels like you're making all your heroes live in the shadow of your bigger budget movie and your more
Hmm.
successful one. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look right. And when it doesn't perform well, you're just quick to just already just throw it out the window.
Yeah, and
You know,
then
it's
I feel like it's
it
more of a
just
Sony thing though. Like I feel like maybe if it wasn't a Sony Marvel co-production thing, they would probably
mm,
try to steer it to where he's more like in New York and in school while also having to fight villains enough. But then Sony's probably like, we need to throw all the MCU stuff in there like right now. We need them to know that he's in this universe. So it's almost
yeah.
like they're taking like their own previous Spider-Man, whatever they established there, and but then just having like their fans from Sony Spider-Man move over to Marvel Spider-Man just to point out that hey, our Spider-Man's in this universe now. He's doing this that because Tobey Spider-Man 4 was supposed to be Vulture, and then Tom Holland Homecoming Vulture, and then
Yep.
still would love to see Mysterio or Bruce Campbell plays Mysterio. I fucking love the Evil Dead movies so much, and you don't even know, dude. I mean,
Hey man, who you
yeah.
telling? I love Evil Dead too. Those are one of my favorite movies of all time. That My favorite is still that scene in Evil Dead 2 with the laughing deer head. I'm not. I
Oh
thought
man,
just I'm like,
Deer heads will never be the same after you see that.
yeah, I didn't want a deer head after I saw that. I was just like, because I don't know why. One day I literally had a nightmare about it. I have that like I bought a deer head, and all of a sudden I just saw myself walking into the water, and all here's just this smell like. I was like, what the?
Oh no.
And I just look over to see deer. He's like, I was like,
It's like that.
uh,
It's like those old novelty mechanical fish that's saying or whatever. Where you
yeah,
put the
yeah.
ball. Yeah, it's like that. Oh man, that's a terrible comparison there too. Because I mean, like, who the hell came up with that? Who the hell thought it was a singing fish would be a good idea to put on the wall? It's like someone saw Evil Dead 2. They're like, all right, let's profit off of that, but fit with fishes.
They're like, yeah, let's have a talking animatronic animal. Oh, that ain't gonna freak out the kids, right? Right? Oh, but yeah, and now going into No Way Home. My thing is, I hope it's good. My concern is just that Marvel just hasn't really been doing too well lately. I really haven't really. The movies just ranges from generic to just
Yeah.
being bad, and I'm just like, please, for the love of God, don't whiff this one. Don't whiff this one for me. I'm an admin Spider-Man fan, so I'm a bit on a nitpickier side when it comes to certain
Mm.
changes, but also as being a writer, I still have my nitpickiness about the storytelling. Like, oh yeah, this could have been done better. Why didn't you just go this route?
Yeah,
It would have
I'm
worked
more
out,
of
you
a
know.
casual fan, so I've already seen what they did with Far From Home, so I'm just like, ugh, you might as well do a redo button now. So I'll take it. If it's a redo button with the Spider Verse, then sure, I'll take it. As long as you're able to at least hopefully fix it in your second trilogy, which is in talks right now, the
Yeah.
college trilogy. So there's that.
Hmm. Very true. So yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, yeah, it's cool to see all the villains come back. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I was at first I was like kind of looked at it, I was like, I remember friends because I remember I was talking with my friends about that, like when it was first being in the talks, like Mark, do you think they actually would do it? I was like, I looked at him, I was like, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, first of all, I feel like that news is way too big for them to BS. I mean, yes, there is information that was supposed to be big news that they have kind of they kind of pulled it from underneath us, like the whole thing with Quicksilver and
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision. So I mean, I was like, it could go either way. At this,
That was a mean one.
that
it
was a
had it
really
had. I made my what is it, X-Men video essay just a few weeks before the review, and I'm just like, are they doing it?
and they
Because you gotta admit, Fox X-Men, even though it's not on the level or in with good continuity as Marvel, it's still it has so many characters, but it still managed to make them feel human too.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then yeah, it would have been a good reveal, but no, they didn't go that
Yeah,
route.
no, no, no.
I'm
Ralph
just
Boner.
and I'm just hoping that they don't whip Spider-Man because I know Venom is the
Oh yeah.
heart
Mm.
is in it. I'm just well, not in the movie, but he's merged into the MCU now. And I'm just like, I mean, I don't think some of my friend because he's like, oh, you think Venom's gonna show? I was like, I doubt it. I hope he doesn't, just because it just that's you're gonna kind of suffer the same problems that happened with
uh.
Spider-Man 3, and that's just too many
Oh
villains
yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah.
spotlight.
Yep.
I was, I was like, if you balanced it out more like how the game did it, where like there's only one big villain, and for the most part, everybody else kind of was just there to
Yeah,
assist him.
Doc Ock's
It
like
might,
the center point. Everyone else is just kind of there along for the ride.
yeah, if you do that, it could work. I don't know why Venom would really be in the movie other than to help Spider-Man, but it'd be weird for him to say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna help you out," even though
Yeah.
I never met you before in my life, but hey, I'm gonna
But I'm
help
gonna
you
help you
out.
out. Yeah, that would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I still have
did you?
that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say, did you know that actually too? Funny enough, in the trailer, the second trailer for Spider-Man, Far From Home, they actually edited out
Yeah,
Tobey
yeah.
Maguire
I know
and
which one you're talking about. The one where Lizard gets smacked in the face, and then I eventually went back the next day, and it's trimmed off,
yep.
even though there's gifs everywhere of it.
Yep, it's already too late.
Yeah,
'Cause I think what they were gonna do was I think they were either planning on it, trying to have them revealed in
yeah.
this trip, but it got leaked ahead of time. So
So they had a probably
yeah,
Marvel or Feige was like holy horses and all that to
they're like
Sony.
shit. They're like shit. Well, we need to. And also,
Yeah,
I see your tricks. I can see this. I can see it. The edit is all right there.
like Peter says in Far From Home, you can't trick me anymore.
So, like you can't trick me anymore. I know your tricks. But so then I was just talking to my friends. They look like, you think they'd be wise if they don't reveal them in the trailer? I was like, yeah, it would be wise. So I think they're going to hold out for that. No, unfortunately, I think it's because we got another week or so before it comes out. I got a feeling that
Mm-hmm.
there might be one more trailer they might drop, and that trailer is going to reveal them just because.
Oh,
I
I'm probably just gonna avoid that trailer then if it
oh no
is possible.
oh no
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait no fuck I can't really avoid it though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
'Cause
Because you're in the theater.
great. I'm gonna freaking see it. And I'm just gonna be like, I'm like, yep, I hate it here. That's what I'm gonna do. Second I see it, I'm just gonna get him go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom on that one. But yeah, man.
I'm not really feeling the Venom we have for Sonyverse because I my first impression of Venom was from the animated series, the '90s one. So I've
Yeah.
always seen him as the mortal enemy to Spider-Man, like a evil Spider-Man almost. So to see him
Yeah,
just as a solo character, and then with Carnage, I thought Let There Be Carnage was okay, but I just didn't get that visceral, hateful Venom that I wanted. It's more like just a laid back anti-hero Venom. I
yeah.
mean, and Carnage was okay, but then I feel like he was a little watered down, if I'm being honest.
Honestly, I felt the same way. I really didn't care about the first Venom either, because yeah, look, I know in more recent years Venom is an anti-hero, but why not build
Yeah.
up to that? Start him off as the criminal, then build, and if he does decide to turn good, then yeah, build up to it. Don't
hmm
just it feels weird having him be the good guy right off rip, because he wasn't the
Yeah.
good guy right off rip in the comics.
Yeah.
And especially utilize the idea about how the symbiote gives this extraordinary power, but it does have a level of corruption, because that
Yeah,
is the
yeah, yeah,
actual
yeah. But then that never
that
really pops up either in the movies.
yeah, no, and it bothers me that it doesn't, because it's like that's what made even Venom and Spider-Man 3
Mm-hmm.
good. The fact that
Mm-hmm.
this is a
There's
corruption of
corruption in the symbiote.
yeah, because like Peter Parker's like, I know what you're feeling, and I felt it too. It feels good, but
Yeah.
you gotta let it go, because I mean it shows, because it goes, hey Laura. Yep. Sorry.
It's fine.
But 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 yeah, it's just he and then yeah, when Let There Be Carnage came out, I oh, that one was a doozy. Even for sales, that one was a doozy. 'Cause,
I'm
so I
surprised
used
it
to
made so much money though, honestly.
yeah, I was sitting there like, so I was getting like shakes coming in, like getting ordered from that theater. I was like, wait, why is there shakes coming in from? I was like, oh right, never mind. The movie's not rated R. No, it should be because of Carnage, but never mind. I forgot. This is not a world where I have to say so in this movie. In this movie, I was like, I need to watch this movie. So I did, and yeah, I was really disappointed. I didn't even like how they made what's his name, Cletus, made him like a sympathetic character. I
Uh,
feel like
I
it's
I thought it was a okay aspect, but then it did turn me away from. Oh, he's not psychotic evil like how he is in the animated series, where he's just a
yeah,
loose cannon.
yeah. It's just like I looked, I was like, I don't like that. Why do you guys do this? It's like, look, the sympathetic side for characters works in small portions. There's sometimes that you just can't really always sympathize with the villain, because it kind of
Yeah,
what it does is psychologically it messes with the audience. It
yeah,
makes
it
them
does. It
really
does.
wonder. It makes it hard for them to really look at him as a villain,
Yeah,
because if they're not really a villain no more, because now I
yeah.
have to feel
Mm-hmm.
bad for you.
Yeah.
It works like the sympathy side works more better for the hero, because we're following them, so we have
Mm-hmm.
to kind of
Yeah.
feel bad for them.
It's their journey. And
Yeah, but
speaking of evil villains, this brings us to
mhm.
DC. Even if we don't get the Snyderverse, I want them to keep the dark side.
Yeah, they need
True
to.
evil.
Hmm.
True evil.
If they resume with that, of course,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're doing at this. It seems like what they've been doing lately is mostly solo. They're soloing their movies. I don't know what they're doing
Mm-hmm.
about Flash, but they have talked about trying to just make their movies individual. They're dramatic universe, and and that's something they even going back on Marvel. That's something I think that Marvel should try to take into consideration is separate from the
mm-hmm.
cinematic universe. Do solo the heroes. Do like what even Shang-Chi did, despite
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
still
A little bit
connections, but
interconnectivity, but it still like
yeah,
felt like a solo
it,
movie.
exactly. Or even like what I mentioned earlier, Winter Soldier felt like its
Mm-hmm.
own
Yeah.
movie. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we know Cap is an Avenger. He
But the
mentions the
world building's a lot
Avengers.
more subtle too.
Yeah, it's like separate them. Don't stop. Did we? Oh my, because it makes it harder to tell the story, because now their story doesn't really matter, because their story has to find some
Yeah,
existence in
existence
this
in this universe. Yep.
in my exact point. But I have a couple theories about how they're gonna play Flash. If they don't keep it a soul and they're trying to keep the cinematic universe, what I've been saying to my friends is that they're probably gonna use the Flashpoint as a way to basically
Yeah,
undo
rewrite
every.
everything. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and that I don't like. I don't like how they handled Flashpoint idea. The only time it was done right was in the animated movie. Lately, it just
Oh
seems
yeah,
like them doing the
we don't speak of CW Flash here. We don't speak of that
no,
here.
we don't
Mm,
we don't quite as good. We don't
not
speak of
past season two. Not past season two. We never
we
speak
don't
of it
speak of
again.
we don't speak of CWDC in general, Frank
Yes, true,
Amir.
true.
I just oh, you thought DC was Warner Bros was butchering. No, there's a competitor out
Yes,
there.
yes. There's a competitor out there.
I was like, CW can't do big things on a shoestring budget. Like that Alien crossover was the biggest joke of them all.
It
Like I was
was
watching, just
it was
watching those
fun for the
shots.
time, but now I'm just like I don't care about it.
Yeah, I was like, why would? It's like if you're gonna do aliens, at least act like you have a budget, or at least try to get a budget for it. You can't shoestring the budget because this looks embarrassing. It's like Call of Duty releasing a game every year and it just gets broken and broken.
Yes.
It's like you're a $1 billion company and you keep releasing an unfinished product. You can take a day off. You can take a
Yeah.
year off. You don't need to
You
release it
don't
every
need it.
year. But I guess they do. So it's like, sure, I guess why not? But yeah, and Black Adam, I like Black
Oh
Adam.
yeah, Dwayne
He is
Johnson
personally
looks
one.
badass, especially with that small little teaser and him just turning the guy into dust. Fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, I just like
But my
I
only
love it.
fear for the movie is still gonna be Dwayne Johnson being Dwayne Johnson.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
my biggest fear. I was like, I like Dwayne Johnson in his earlier career, his more recent career. He plays basically himself in every
Yeah.
movie, and it kind of irks me that he does. It's like, can you for once not play yourself
Yeah.
in a
I
movie?
want him to pull a Stallone where sure he's the generic action guy, but at least he will be willing to act and whatever.
Yeah, it's just or pull a Dave Bautista. He doesn't play
Oh yeah,
himself in
yeah.
every movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God,
I mean,
he
speaking of Dave Bautista, Army of the Dead. Yeah, he basically showed that even the big tough guy with the with a Kevlar vest that could barely fit him has a heart and all that.
This is true. This is
Hmm.
true. Actually, speaking of that movie too, it's funny enough. I don't know who. It was funny enough. It was some of the same studios that worked on the original Resident Evil that brought the new one back too, and that's where
Oh yeah.
I just didn't get it. I was like, so you guys still did not get what you did wrong the first time
I
around?
feel like it was just to hold on to the rights too, possibly.
Yeah, I don't know who the rights go. Well, then again, Capcom does have their own studio now,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Hmm.
I don't know where that studio is actually, but I know they have their own film studio because they did do the animated Resident Evil movies.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
sure, they were probably like, no, we need to make another movie, so it doesn't go back to Capcom because
Yeah.
We don't want
Yeah.
Capcom outdoing us. I was like, no, Capcom can probably outdo you. And they're not. Don't get me wrong. They're not doing too hot on games either. But
Yeah.
at least for the most part, they at least got the Resident remake games for the most
Yeah.
part, right?
Hmm.
Excluding the third one. Third one's kind of a
Yeah, third was it's
it's
like
man.
glorified DLC.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, man, it's just but the Batman movie.
Oh yes,
Did you see that?
I didn't have it on my list, but I did watch the trailer again yesterday, and I think I found a reason why I like Keaton's Batman more than Nolan and maybe even Snyder's. It's just that gothic atmosphere, where the
Yeah,
dark atmosphere, and I think Matt Reeves really captures that for this one. So it's gonna feel
yeah.
like an updated version of uh uh I'm blanking on his name right now. God damn it, the director Tim Burton's Batman.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, mm-hmm. He's yeah. I finally saw the trailer with my coworkers. When the trailer released, we literally pulled it up on our phone on one phone. We all watched it around the bar. I was just like, I looked at my boss like, hey, boss, we're actually getting this movie, right? He's like, yeah, we're getting it. He's like, yeah, we're getting it. I was like, he said, yeah, we're getting it because my manager loves Batman also. So
Okay.
we have Batman Returns planned on December 13th, and I think. going into next year, we're gonna probably have some more Batman movies planned as we build
Oh
as we
yeah, the
build up to the
marathon. Yeah.
yeah. So he's like, yeah, no, I'm trying to build up for it so we can be ready. And so yeah, I can't wait for that movie. I might have to tell y'all listen. I need to take a premiere night off. I need to go see this movie. But
Yeah, I think it's definitely a big movie coming up for sure. I mean, I don't know. It's like usually I before I heard the announcement, I was like, I'm sick of Batman stuff, man. But then I see it and I'm like, okay, we need we need to go see it now because it's not like Snyder's Batman where sure he's comic book accurate, but then he doesn't really have a story to go to. But then with this Batman, you definitely have enough reign to just keep it in your own universe. Like going back to the point where you were saying, we don't need this universe. We just need a small pocket of the character and his little universe. And then
yeah,
that's where you have the Spider-Man 2 effect, where you can tell much better self-contained stories without a whole universe in the background.
yeah, because it just doesn't work. You have so
Mm-hmm.
much. You have too many strings pulling you. You be like, oh yeah, I want to do this thing, but then the
But
audience go,
yeah,
well, how does this connect to what
mm-hmm.
happened
Yeah,
in this Marvel movie or in that Marvel movie? If this was happening before this or before that, it's like, okay, yeah, step out of the realm of the universe. Do solos. Why do you think Nolan's Batman, especially Dark Knight, was
oh
as
yeah,
good as
yeah,
it was?
mm-hmm.
It's just it doesn't have anything to do with DC. It's its own thing. Honestly, I feel like if even if Superman stayed on that route, he probably would have been a bit more better.
Yes, I was one of those people who wanted a Superman trilogy, and then we got Batman v Superman, and I was like, I'll take
I'm
it,
not gonna
whatever.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the people that got excited for it because I was like, ooh, yeah, okay,
We're gonna
okay.
see
But then,
Metallo, then Part 3 Doomsday and all that, and whatever, and just uh, we dreamed a little too big.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I tried my best to find something about that I like. I try to find something about that movie that I wanted to like. So at the time I was working at Marcus Theater, I went and saw that movie 7 times, and I'm not gonna lie. Each time I saw it, I kind of hated it more and more as I saw it. 'Cause I found
Batman v
more,
Superman, right?
yeah,
Okay, okay, yeah.
I found more and more stuff wrong with it, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't think there was a good build up to it. That's why. So it's just felt really forced too.
yeah, it just this is the funniest nitpick I've heard about it. I mean, I get it because it is stupid it's stupid when you realize it, but the reveal of the Justice League members when Wonder Woman's going through
Oh
the
yeah,
computer
yeah,
to find the
yeah,
Justice
yeah.
League, the fact that
I know what you're
Lex
talking
Luthor
to. Yeah.
took the time to make the symbols. I was like, look at that. I was like, oh my god. I was like, why? He really sat there and made symbols. He pulled up Photoshop and said, hey, look,
Make this logo.
he's talking this dude. Hey, oh, he's Flash. He's like lightning bolt. So we're gonna give him a lightning bolt. Aquaman. There's a trident in his hand. Maybe we can like make some. I was like, how did you know? How did you? I was like,
Uh,
why?
they could have
I
just
hate
kept
it.
it folders instead of making it really on the nose.
Yeah, I was just
Uh,
like, how convenient. Lex Luthor knows what their symbols are. Yay! And just another thing that probably actually would have worked more in DC's universe is the whole thing about the secret identities, because Marvel's heroes don't really
oh yeah, yeah.
block their identity. They for the
Mm-hmm.
most part people know who they are. But what works best for DC is the fact that their identities are so
Yeah, or
crucial.
Seeker. That's true. And I haven't really heard that aspect be brought up.
Yeah, it's because it's a crucial piece. Think about even like the Justice League animated series, or
Mm-hmm.
even like Batman or Superman's, and all of it focused around their identity because the fact that they knew they had people that could get hurt if anybody knew who they were. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
not like because yeah, they were keeping their criminals alive, and it's like they were afraid that if one day Joker broke out and he knew who I
Mm-hmm.
was, he'd come hurt Alfred, or he'll come hurt me, or hurt somebody. But the fact that Lex Luthor comes out of the box and go like, I know who each and every one of you are. I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
yep, I
yeah.
hate this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, yep, you lost me. I'm like, yeah, I get. Yes, technically in the comics, Lex Luthor does figure it out, but
But he
again,
keeps it. Yeah.
you build up to it, not just first movie
Yeah.
we meet Lex Luthor. Hey, I know you're Clark Kent. Hey, I know you're Bruce Wayne. Hey, I know you're Barry, whatever your last name is, Barry Allen. I was like, It's like, yep, you've already committed the one big sin of DC. You gave the villain already the
Yeah,
tools
I
he
gave
needs
all
to
the
know.
power to him.
Like he already knows. Especially, I just, I mean, I feel like there's certain villains that if they know their names, it doesn't matter as long as you know how their characters operate. Like Deathstroke, he doesn't care
Oh
who
yeah,
your
yeah.
identity is. He's a contract
He's
killer.
a
He's not gonna
contract
snitch.
killer.
Yeah, he's not gonna snitch on you if you just tell him who you are. He's like, okay, I don't care.
Keep tabs on you.
Well,
That's about it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's it. Joker doesn't care either. So I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't care if even if Joker found out. I like it better if you
Yeah.
still built that up so just automatically he knows. Lex
Well,
Luthor,
Lex Luthor,
kind
no,
of.
he has too much power to where you're like, there's no way he's gonna keep that on the down low.
Yeah, come on, man. It's like, but yeah, I mean, I feel like that's where they kind of screwed it. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
Have you
it
read
seems to
any
be they're.
comics lately?
Have I read into the comics
Yeah, yeah, or any
lately?
DC? Yeah, or looked into any?
Uh, I have studied some pieces. I've seen some reviews and read a little bit, but not anything major.
Oh, I had this one thing that I just thought up of yesterday, and it's that the DC's Endgame, DC Universe's Endgame, if Zack Snyder was still gonna be involved, it could probably tie all the way back to Watchmen because of the Doomsday Clock story, which has to do with it's like a pseudo sequel to the Watchmen comics, while
Mm-hmm.
also involving the DC universe. And
Okay.
I think why it would be a good endgame is that it has Doctor Manhattan being the all-seeing eye of the entire universe, DC universe,
Mm-hmm.
but then he's also responsible for expanding it, and every time it expands, Superman's always at the core center of it.
Mm,
hmm Yeah,
that would be.
so bringing it all the way back to Man of Steel, and then also having it be Watchmen that explores that idea, it would be kind of a meta movie to almost experiment with, especially with
Yeah.
all of DC stuff. Like it could, it's almost like I don't want them to build up to Crisis on Infinite Earths, but instead try that
Yeah, because Christ has already been done too many
on
times. That's
TV.
kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say, especially there's certain storylines that's been already been done too many times that it just you can't really rebuild up to stuff like that again.
Yeah.
Flashpoint, we've seen it too many times. I can promise you, even if you don't read the comics, you at
Yeah,
least
you're
know
gonna
what it
know for
is
sure.
because CW's done it. It was an animated movie.
Anime. Yep.
Ezra Mill, Ezra Miller is doing it. It's just I mean, most of even current DC Senate all talks about the Flashpoint
hmm
that I'm happy, and so it's like we already know, and just or heck, even build up to the Injustice storyline.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That hasn't been done a lot. I get why they're trying to stay away from it, just because there
Because the
is,
evil Superman idea too, and all that.
yeah, a lot of people don't like the thought of it. I feel like if you build it up, it could work, but at the
hmm
same time, though, why not have him instead of him being totally evil in the movie? Maybe, yeah,
He's just more
he turns
chaotic good.
Yeah, he turns to a
hmm
chaotic good. He starts losing his control, but have him be reminded of who he is, whether it's through Batman or maybe he lays in defeat. Maybe you're starting to, and he starts going through his memory, and his like maybe his dad comes to visit him and goes like,
hmm
I'm disappointed. Like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm saving the universe. He's like, by being a tyrant. He's like, you call this saving the universe?
Hmm.
Maybe like give him that reminder. Then he kind of like how do I describe it? Like um kind of like make it more of like a redemption,
Yeah, yeah,
a moment
redemption
of
arc. Yeah.
redemption. Because yeah, I mean, yeah, I can get like trying to keep him evil might turn some people off on that
Yeah.
idea because there's Superman
Superman
fans
fans
out
would be
there.
turned off by that too, especially with how many
So
evil Superman we already have too. I mean, Homelander and
yeah,
then all those other ones.
yeah, it's just like you can't go that. You can't really go that route. It just doesn't work. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think just pulling from modern comics right now, you could definitely just have much more way less predictable stories that you're gonna build up to because I mean, I'm pretty sure every comic book fan knows DC's gonna build up to Crisis, and then Marvel's gonna hopefully build up to Secret. Actually, not even hopefully, definitely build up to Secret Wars with the multiverses. So I think just pulling from modern comics now, it could at least I hate using this term, but subvert the expectations of audience to
No,
at least expect something new.
I understand that you hate using that term. Honestly, I hate
Yeah.
using that term too. But my friends tell me the same thing. They're like, "Come on, Mark, you're not gonna use these terms. These are popular." I'm like, yeah, and you wonder why their box office numbers are going down because we already know that's what they're building up to, or our expectations for them building up to that story doesn't work
Mm-hmm.
because there's certain elements that's needed to make the story work, and they don't push it in the movie because they don't have the stones to go through with
Yeah.
what made the story so crucial. Like that was kind of my biggest beef about Civil War. It didn't really feel like the actual Civil War. It just felt
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it
It's
was just
like
a bunch of
tiny. Yeah.
yeah. This is like a tiny little element, just like yeah, you guys know Civil War comic, right? Oh, yeah, well, we kind of
Yeah.
did almost some,
We have like a portion of it.
yeah. It's like so you don't have the stones to go through with the actual story. Okay. No, okay, and no, don't be like, well, we don't got all the heroes. You don't need all the heroes. You can simply still follow through with the whole idea of registration that superheroes are either you have to register or B they have to retire. You can still do that
Yeah.
conflict,
Or you could
but
prolong the conflict too, which I think that would have probably taken it to interesting storytelling avenues too.
yeah,
Prolonging the
but,
Superhero Registration Act.
but nope, didn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that I'm like, look, y'all, I sure they're gonna do their best to make it to do great things, but I'm not gonna hold out for anything big because I know they're not gonna do it. They just don't.
Yeah.
They don't either a have the creativity to do it or they're not going to push
They're
this
not
far,
gonna.
push
Yeah.
that
They're not
far.
gonna push the button, or at least
Yeah,
take the risk on it.
yep. I am a couple things that I know they're going to do that I'm really not trying to take a gamble with. I know. Do you know what the post credit scenes in Eternals?
I forgot. Well, what was it in
One
Eternals?
of them, well, the one I'm specifically referring to is the one with Blade.
Oh wait, there's a with Blade, really, or something like,
Yes,
or
yes,
just
one of
referencing.
no Blade is in it. You don't see him, but you hear his voice.
Oh, okay.
So the guy that Cersei was dating in the movie was actually an important character in the comics, which also made a lot of mad because he is an important. He is the Black Knight, if you know who that is.
Oh yeah, the Kit Harington's character. Yeah.
Yep. At the end, he finds his great grandfather's sword, the Ebony Blade. And before he tries to touch it, you hear Blade's voice in the background go like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" In other words, there is a chance there might be building up the Midnight Suns, but here's my problem with them going that route. One, it's probably I just don't see it being like how I want it to be.
uh,
This
yeah, I see
kind of
where you're
like
coming from.
I would have expected to be along the lines similar to like Justice League Dark, where it's almost like
Yeah.
it's not like super dark, but it deals in like the arts of like mythical creatures and such. But I
Yeah,
feel like it's not
cosmic
gonna
horror
do
and all
that.
that,
Yeah, but they're not gonna do it because they're just not
or
going to. I
not go
don't.
100% with the horror too.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
I mean,
that's why. I think speaking of horror, we got Sam Raimi on Doctor Strange 2.
yeah,
But then I'm afraid Marvel or Feige is gonna step his foot down, like, okay, back down on this. But
yeah,
I think Sam Raimi should be fine on directing the movie.
yeah. I hope so too. The only thing
Hmm.
I'm not like holding my breath for is they're like, oh, this movie's gonna have a genuine horror scene. I was like, I don't. I was
Yeah,
like, well,
it's.
I was like, depends on what you classify as horror, though, because
Yeah.
I could say that scene in Spider-Man: Far From Home was a horror
Oh
scene
yeah,
where
yeah,
he
the
saw
one
Iron
with
Man dig
the
his.
Undead Iron Man. Yep.
Yeah, you could say that was a horror scene. That wasn't like, and that wasn't like outright scary, but it was pretty trippy.
Hmm.
I also think, well, like you could talk like that kind of horror. We talking like kind of horror are we talking about? Because you just saying, oh yeah, it's gonna have its first horror scene. It's kind of subjective.
Hmm.
It's just like, well, what kind of horror are we talking? Are you just throwing terms out there? And it's like one of those things that it's like I'm like, well, we'll have to wait and see because I don't want to put all my expectations weight on it, and
Yeah,
it's just
it's
gonna
almost
leave
like
it.
a wink, wink, nudge, nudge too.
Yeah, or like here's another one that I'm not holding a lot of strength for. Is the whole thing is them saying that Deadpool's movies are gonna stay rated R.
I
I'm like,
forgot Deadpool existed for a minute. I'm not gonna lie.
no, he exists. I don't know
Yeah,
when they're doing. I don't know when they're
yeah.
doing three, but they're like, oh yeah. Oh, Kevin Heidi's like, look, I promise you, it's gonna stay rated R. I'm like, you said that about Infinity War, that wound up being PG-13. You said that about Endgame, that wound up
Oh
being
yeah, he did say
PG-13.
that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't. I told my friend, so I'm like, look, if it happens, I will go on Instagram and I'll say I'm sorry. I guess I was being too critical about it, but I don't see it. Here's why: one, if it's rated R, they can't sell toys or
Yeah.
products,
Mm-hmm.
especially if Deadpool 3 stays as gruesome and gritty and just adult humor like the last two movies. They can't
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to stay
like
within that tone when you're part of the MCU instead of Fox Marvel.
yeah, so I'm like, look, if it happens, it happens. But I'm not gonna bank on it happening because it's still Disney's product. They're like, we
Yeah.
gotta sell merch. We can't sell merch if Deadpool is over here walking around naked and cutting people's heads off for kids in front of people's kids.
uh,
It's and that's my concern even about them doing Midnight Suns or even Blade because again
yeah, Blade. I
Blade
mean, I don't know how you're gonna keep that PG-13. It's so ingrained in being R, especially with Wesley Snipes movies too.
yeah,
Just yeah,
especially
wasn't
I want
part
to know how they're gonna.
three wasn't part three PG-13 or is it R also?
That's R.
Oh okay. Okay.
But yeah, it's just like I mean, it's a vampire story that deals with. I mean, I don't know. Then again, I guess they're trying to attempt to make Mobius
Oh
13.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't even know what rating that's supposed to be getting. I
I'm
know it
pretty
got
sure it's gonna
pushed
be
back.
PG-13 for sure.
I'm sure too. That movie's gonna probably be hot garbage too, based on that new trailer they dropped. I hated that
Yeah.
trailer so much. I was like, ah, God. I was like, and he was expecting to see, especially when he said, "Oh yeah," when he mentioned Venom, I was like, "Oh right, he's a
I
Spider-Man
stopped caring
villain."
for Sony's solo movies at this point. I'm just like, yeah, you're just trying to keep the rights to the characters now. We can't have them. That's about it.
Yup. I was like, okay, whatever. I guess he won't be in Midnight Suns. Again, what's the point? Because at this point, I don't even trust they're gonna make another Ghost Rider movie. They were
Oh
saying they might.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I was, oh yeah, I might make another one. It's like, oh yeah, keyword might. In other words, you're likely not going to do it unless it's deemed worthy. Considering that, I get
Yeah.
it. The
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
first two Ghost Riders didn't perform too well, but I mean, again, neither did the Fantastic Four movies. But
Oh
yet you're
yeah.
making
Yeah.
another one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Speaking of
it's
Ghost
just
Rider, uh, what is it? I think they were trying to build the Marvel Universe sort of back when Tobey Maguire was still Spider-Man. Because you remember at the end of part two where Mary Jane's walking through or running through in her wedding dress, and then you see Thomas Jane in the background, Thomas Jane
hmm
Punisher. Yeah,
hmm
I feel like they might have been trying to plant seeds, or it was probably just a little tease of a connection there, like a Spider-Man meets Punisher type story.
yeah,
But I feel like
yeah. I
they
can
definitely could have done a Marvel Knights universe in the early 2000s and 90s.
Yeah, they definitely could have. I don't know. I'm sure they probably didn't think it would work, or it would just be too much
Yeah,
on money wise. I
money
can
wise,
get,
actor wise, yeah, too.
yeah, I can get the reason behind it. And again, that's kind of ironic, even from these days, since that's a lot of the same problem for why most people don't want to do cinematic universe no more. It's just
Mm-hmm.
way too much. It's way too much money that they'd be sinking into, and it's just too much time. A lot of people just
Mm-hmm.
don't want to
Universal's still
invest in it.
trying though. Universal's still gonna be trying.
Yeah, don't remind me. Marvel's still trying
Well,
too, but
we'll just stick with old Universal. Forget new, whatever might come.
yeah, we're
I'll
not gonna
probably
talk.
still check it out, but it's not gonna be anything revolutionary.
Yeah, good thing I get movies free. So I ain't gotta waste my money on it being back. I might have to tell my manager, hey, listen, I need my money back for that movie. Could you like put? Can you put it on my check if you can't give it back to me like right now? Because I remember remember Disney did this to us a couple years back when we got Rise of Skywalker. They
Oh,
flat out
nice.
they
Oh
they
no.
flat out axed free ticket sales. Like we will be monitoring your ticket sales, so you cannot give no employee passes or free passes whatsoever. So yeah, when I heard that, I was like, oh crap. So I was like, okay, I was like, I guess just for the sake of biting the bullet, I was like,
So
here,
you
boss.
so you still had to pay to watch instead of getting like the free pass
Yep,
for working there.
yep. And
Uh,
I that movie was bad too, and I literally that's like I
I
was looking.
enjoyed it the first time because I was already the moment they announced Force Awakens, I'm already like, why are you making more? 1 through 6 was already perfect story, and then 7 had my attention. 8 had my attention the first time, but then as I revisited, it didn't really go anywhere like with Empire. And then 9
Yeah,
just kind of did all the fan service, and while it was fun first watch, just looking back at it now, I'm just like, it's that entire sequel trilogy was not needed. 1 through 6 is still my definitive head canon.
yeah,
Well, I'll sprinkle in Mandalorian there too, but we already know they're gonna build up to sequel trilogy stuff.
yeah. Obi-Wan's getting his own
Oh yeah, yeah,
series.
Kenobi. Yeah, no trailer.
Uh, I'm sure they're trying to be cautious about that
Yeah.
one. Because they probably learned after Rise of Skywalker
No
that
one wants sequel stuff.
yeah, no, Star Wars fans is way too massive. You
Oh
make
yeah,
them mad.
yeah,
That's just a major financial loss on all
yeah.
fronts.
All fronts.
This is why like let me just tell my friends, well, yeah, listen, y'all, I have some rules and boundaries with me being screenplay writer. I'm like, I don't want someone to approach me like, hey, you want to write a remake? Why? What's wrong with it? Well, you want to remake it? What for? What's wrong with it? Like if they were to approach me and be like, hey, I want to write a remake to what's one movie that I've seen that I don't want I okay. This one will never happen. I hope to God it never happens. Let's say they want to remake the Jaws. I'm like, what's wrong with it? Like, oh,
You can't.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking, what's wrong with it? Why are we remaking it? It's a perfect horror film. Why do we need to remake it? We
Yeah.
don't need to remake it. And besides, then you already whiffed the third one that came out, the shark who wanted revenge. I think that
Oh
one was
yeah,
that.
the one. I think that might have been 4, the one that won revenge on the main character's wife or
Let me look
something,
that.
like the
Let me look
sentient
that up.
shark.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember that. Yep, it was four.
They should never remake Back to the Future. Also, I swear to God, they
God,
never ever
no.
touch that. It's too sacred.
No. I would probably have a lot of strong feelings about anybody that came to my theater and said, hey, yeah, we're gonna see the Back to the Future remake. I'm gonna look at them
Go
like,
home.
yep. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not selling you no ticket. They're like, well, why not? Save your money, save yourself the time. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just save yourself. Save yourself. Uh,
Yeah, I'm
mm-hmm,
pretty sure the Anti-Life Equation was the Back to the Future reboot. I mean remake.
You right. You right. The only remake of Back to the Future that was okay is Rick and Morty, but
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah, yep.
But, but that's more of a parody of
Yeah,
it.
it's
But
more
hey,
of a
you know what?
parody instead of a straight up remake.
Yeah, you right. You right. You right. Oh yeah, you like Jamie Foxx's change too in the new Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't mind the blue, but then I feel like they were trying to go for more for a ultimate Spider-Man look. But then
Yeah.
going the classic, it's neat, especially when you can clearly see he's wearing probably Whiplash's suit, and then he has like the classic star mask too. So
Hmm.
I'm all for comic book accuracy.
Oh yeah, same. And I mean, and my thought on it too, because since they're supposed to basically be like ghosts of the individual who's died fighting
Hmm.
Spider-Man, it could be like almost like a level of reincarnation. He came back in, but like in a different form instead. Which actually would be pretty neat. But then again, it's like, well, why would he be the only one to change compared to everybody else? My only
Uh,
thing is with that is that I feel like obviously they did it because a lot of people probably got a little ticked about him being
yeah,
blue.
blue. Yeah,
So I mean, I get it. So I mean, it's
obvious
whatever.
redesign. And then
Yeah.
Doc Ock. I don't know why they added the nanite thing there. I thought that was a little odd.
Yeah, I got nothing for you on that one. I don't know where
Other
they
than
got.
that, all the other characters are intact.
Yeah, all the other characters are good. Now my next question is this though: how are they gonna? I don't think he's showing up in this movie. I know he's showing up in the game, and I know he's supposed to be getting a movie, his own movie too, and I don't get why he is. But
What
Craven the
character?
Hunter,
Oh, okay,
Craven the
yeah, yeah.
Hunter. I was like, I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to see him fight Tom Holland in a movie. I mean, I feel like his
Mm-hmm.
story is pretty unique, especially the fact that he learned how to deactivate Spider-Man's powers to make him really
Oh,
learn
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
how to strategize without his abilities. I'm like, that would be actually a unique story. But he's not in a movie yet, and we don't know who's playing him yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, as far as we know, they're talking to Aaron
Aaron
Taylor
Taylor
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't know about that. I was like, I mean, one of my first thoughts, like, I mean, I guess Jason Momoa, but I don't know. I feel like he's too
Yeah.
obvious for the
Too
role. He's
obvious of a
way,
pick.
yeah. Just long story short, I mean, yeah, I've never really been big on them trying to do solo films for the villains, just because
Mm-hmm.
it kind of loses the train of thought about them being the villain, and now we're just
Yeah.
basically now we're just wrapping them up and confusing them. Kind of going back on what I said before, it's okay. Like there's some points of sympathizing with the villain, that's fine,
Yeah.
but you also have to remember they're also the villain though
Yeah.
too. That's
They're the villain for a reason too.
Yeah, we don't need to feel bad for them because you feel bad for them all the time. Yeah, sure, outcome for why they became what they became. Sure, makes
Mm-hmm.
sense,
Yeah.
but also showing their actions why it affected them for why they became who they are, not just, oh yeah, feel bad for me because I had a rough childhood,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or yeah, but it doesn't affect their actions. They're just whine. They just finding something to whine about.
Yeah. It's just kind of
So
like trying to do what the Joker movie did. It's like it works for the Joker because he has a mysterious past, but if you're gonna do it for like Craven, Morbius, and all that, it's not really needed because
yeah,
they're really just more one note characters. And sure, you can have depth to them, but it's not that deep.
yeah, I was gonna say even for
Mm-hmm.
Joker, he has a sympathetic past, but you also see how it becomes his ultimate downfall, why he
Mm-hmm.
turns into a villain. It's not
Yeah.
like he becomes sympathetic and he's like, "Well, you know why I'm like this? Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody lied to me." No, you
Yeah. You
see
can
how
you can have
he's
sympathy, but then you still hate him at the end of the day too.
exactly. But but yeah, yeah, man, this been fun. So
Yeah.
I enjoy, I enjoyed this conversation. Definitely got to
We
do it
definitely could go
again.
on for like another hour, but I'm like, holy crap, dude. There's too much to discuss in a 1 hour block. Like we could just
I
keep on
know.
going and going. But then we gotta get back to doing our own stuff too, cause like you said, grind
Yeah.
never stops.
Yep, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Other than that,
But
I enjoyed the conversation, Marcus. It was
yeah,
good.
I enjoy them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks for
And
having me here.
we'll have to come back here and discuss if Toby and Andrew are not in the movie.
Oh, can't wait for that conversation. I mean, if you want to do this again on Wednesday at the same time, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll make myself available, man.
Yep. If I'll let you know then.
All
Yep.
right.
Then I'm just gonna cut it here, and then we can just have the wrap up thoughts. Hold on.
All right, man.